Hi, I'm Dr. Rick Barrett, and I have a great pleasure this morning of speaking to my friend Gail Best, who's a wonderful musician and very talented. She has a knack for helping people and giving back to the community. And we're just going to talk about that for a moment. And Gail has her guitar here and might even get her to play a lick or two. So, Gail is a music practitioner. Is that the correct terminology?
Yes.
Great. Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm a certified music practitioner and I play and sing therapeutic music for patients in the hospital or hospice. I play relaxing music for people who are having difficulties with pain or stress or breathing, and I use sound medicinally. I use sound, the vibrations of the music resonate with the person who is with the patient, and it helps them to relax. I consider it musical Valium. That's a good way to put it. It's musical
That's
Valium.
awesome. That's wonderful. So a little while ago, I wrote a book called Give to Live, and this is the book right here. And it's the real secret to manifesting life's rewards. And this book is all about giving back to the world community, serving. I speak of my medical mission experience. My co-author is Dr. Joe Vitale. Many people know Joe from a little movie called The Secret. He's been in a few other things. And we decided to get together to do this book to help people to understand how they can attract good things into their lives by giving and serving. Even when they may be having trouble themselves, if they can get out of their own ego and get out of their own problems momentarily and help other people, then life changes for them. I think you're a great example of that, and that's why I wanted to speak to you. One of the reasons I wanted to speak to you, and just knee to knee, as you can see here in my office, and a little close quarters, but hopefully having fun and explaining to people how you, I guess, became inspired, how you found your purpose, how you found your passion, because that happened to me in becoming a chiropractor and doing wellness and nutrition for patients and going on medical missions. I find it very rewarding internally in my spirit, but as I became a chiropractor, I developed a passion for serving people, and I know that you have been a musician for many years, and you're a wonderful musician, and then you found this purpose in your life. So I just wanted you to talk to that for a minute.
Oh, that's I think, a wonderful story. I had gone through a couple of years of great success in my career and in my life, and even though God had been a very important part to me in my life, all my life, when I got successful,
Yes.
I seemed to say, hold on, God, sit over there for a minute. I'm going to go enjoy this this material world for a while.
Yeah.
And I forgot about God. And it took my life sort of unraveling. And when it started to happen, I lost my father, who, while I was with him in hospice, I sang to him while he was in intensive care and he was making his transition. And then shortly thereafter, I lost his mother, my grandmother, and I sat with her in the hospital while she passed. And it was during that time, something happens when you sit with someone in the hospital. I was sitting next to her, and all my life had unraveled. I lost my career, I lost my job, I had lost my home. And while I was sitting with her, I remembered God. And it, like they say, there's no atheist on a crashing plane.
Yes.
That's where I was. And I started to sing for her as she was, letting go of the earthly coil. And I found a clear sense of peace and knew to my soul that I was here to give. And God had given me a gift of this voice.
Yes.
And I knew I was to help. And after my grandmother passed, I started volunteering for hospice. And someone asked me if I was a music therapist. And so I started looking into that, and I found the music practitioner program. And my life, I have found my calling. I have found
Beautiful.
that true joy comes from giving and helping. If I would recommend to anyone who is suffering in any kind of emotional way to go volunteer somewhere. You
Excellent.
will find peace, you will find joy. That is where true happiness comes from, a lasting happiness.
Excellent. And that's the message in the Give to Live book, of course. And then you found that by volunteering through life circumstances. And then now you've developed it into a business.
Yes.
That you're actually a music practitioner, and hospitals and hospices allow you to come into the facility and help those people.
Yes. I have seen so many miracles happen with the music. I had, when I was first doing my internship, I was at Bentop Hospital, and a woman came to me and said, my daughter is in here, would you please come play for her? And I went in, and her daughter was 18, 19, and the mother's face looked as if she'd been crying for days.
Oh.
She was so worried, and her daughter's eyes were closed. I knew nothing about her condition, and I started to play for her, and I played a few songs her mother requested, and then I sang Over the Rainbow for her. And when I did, the young girl opened her eyes and looked at me and then looked at her mother, and her mother started, she started saying, oh, it's your favorite song, it's your favorite song. And I sang for her, and she kept looking at her mother, and then a little later I sang another song for her, and she moved her legs and resituated herself in the bed. And I finished and went on to my next patient. And later the nurses came and told me this woman had been unresponsive. They had not been able to get her to wake up for days. And
Yes.
the music
Touched her.
Yes, and I've seen that sort of thing happen with patients who are having trouble getting them to come to.
Yeah.
And I've been able to, that they hear the music.
And
It
that-
reaches
and
in and
that's
resonates with them.
into their soul, and that's a miracle.
Yes,
I think
yes.
it's a miracle, and it's a wonderful thing that you're doing and accomplishing. So, with this, how do people reach you if they wanted to? You have a website.
I have a website. I work a lot with memory care patients. I have a soft spot in my heart for the memory care patients. So my website is called musicremembers.com.
musicremembers.com.
Yes.
musicremembers.com, which is a great site. I've been there, and it is wonderful. And I think just, it's a phenomenal calling that you have, and an inspiration that God gave you, and I just want more people to be aware of you. You and I have done something recently together. I have a poem, a prayer poem, that I've turned into a song, and you have sung that song for me, and we're going to make it available to people. It's not ready yet, but soon. And so I'm just enamored with Gail and her voice and her purpose in life and the things she does. That's why I wanted to just share it with all of you out in the world. And Gail, I know you have your guitar. If you would just for a moment, please, just give us a little introduction to what you do. You mind?
Okay. No, I don't mind.
And I'll be able to help, right? I can do some.
Yeah. Let me hit you with the neck of the guitar here. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed day, and the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. Hear babies cry, I watched them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I do want to say
Beautiful.
one thing. That was an actual song, and I'd say over half of the time I'm with a patient, I'm improvising. I play very softly. I play the guitar. My main instrument is my voice, and I play the guitar very softly, minimally, and I tone or hum or a lot of times it doesn't even have words. I think of it more, it reminds me of when I would rock my children to sleep when they were babies. That's what I do.
And that's an intuitive thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
it all depends on what the patient is feeling, what they need. I try to say a prayer and leave myself in the hall before I go into the patient's room.
Beautiful.
And then I just express whatever I feel is needed to help them feel better.
Wonderful. And that was gorgeous, as you know. And I know you're very modest, but it was beautiful. Who could not feel, in their heart and in their soul, some movement there, So it touches everyone. And I'm glad we got to share this with everyone, and I hope they enjoy it. I know they will. And I hope people contact you more and more, because it's, as we have an aging population, an aging society, we all know that we need more help. And unfortunately, as we get older, we need more help. So this is one way I think that a lot of people are not familiar with, which can aid the family, the person who's infirmed, and just bring joy and peace and comfort to them. So, Gail, thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.